Safety data sheets used to be called material safety data sheets, but when GHS rolled around, they dropped the M. And so far, nobody seems to miss it. Now, there are 16 sections to a safety data sheet, and now every copy will have the same information in the same section. Here's what information you can find and use from an SDS. Section 1, Identification. This section includes the product identifier, manufacturer or distributor, name, address, phone number, emergency phone number, and recommended use. Section 2, Hazard Identification. This is an important one. It includes the basic hazards and the required label elements that we talked about in the last section. Section 3, Composition, Information on Ingredients. Here you can find out what's actually in the substance. Section 4, First Aid Measures. This one is super important. Look in this section to find symptoms, effects, and required treatment. Section 5, Firefighting. Remember, not all fires can be extinguished with water or a typical ABC fire extinguisher. This section lists the right type of extinguishing equipment to use in the event of a fire. Section 6, Accidental Release Measures. Accidental release is just a fancy way of saying spills, but when it comes to hazardous substances, those spills can be solids, liquids, or gases. This section will tell you how to contain the spill and the right way to manage cleanup. Section 7, Handling and Storage. Remember, it's not a good idea to store incompatible substances together. This section will give you information on safe handling and storage. Section 8, Exposure Controls and Personal Protective Equipment. In cases where OSHA has defined a permissible exposure limit, this section will include them, as well as any recommended personal protective equipment. Section 9, Physical and Chemical Properties. This one is actually surprisingly useful. Here you can find information like pH and boiling point. Section 10, Stability and Reactivity. This includes the chemical stability and the possibility of hazardous reactions. Section 11, Toxicological Information. If you're looking to find out more information about any toxicology studies that have been conducted on the substance, this is an excellent place to start. Now, after that, the next 4 are really pretty straightforward. Section 12 is Ecological Information and talks about any ecological hazards you may need to consider. Section 13 is Disposal Considerations and outlines the proper way to dispose of the chemical. Section 14 is Transportation Information. 15 is Regulatory Information and will tell you about any relevant regulations to the substance. And Section 16 is just any additional information the manufacturer chooses to include. This could include something like the date of preparation or the batch number. Whew, that is a lot of information in one information packet. And I'll tell you what, usually you won't go through and read the whole thing, but the sections are short, so if you're looking for specific information, break it up into smaller chunks. They're actually pretty short, to the point, and easy to get what you need. Start with maybe just first aid and understand it and go from there. Remember, it may not be the most fascinating thing that you'll ever read, but the information in here can have a direct impact on your health. The ability to have this information at our fingertips is something that's relatively new to the workplace overall, and it's a right that we should all exercise.